Let us all continue to strive to make a better world. Amen.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Will, and thank you, Vince. I'd like to call up John Runyon, who has a pop-up about today's meeting. Thank you. This one. Hi, everybody. Welcome. Just an announcement about a fundraiser that's coming up next week. So Rotarians, there is no lunch meeting next week. We are meeting at the Alhambra next Wednesday night. And it's a 6-month project that we've been putting together, a fundraiser. It's going to be a great event. And most of those proceeds, I mean, all the proceeds are going to our youth programs, which includes today's luncheon, where in a few moments, we're going to be able to honor some amazing Westside High School students. So that's been our big event. On your table is a really beautiful flyer that promotes our sponsors. Also has some information about Rotary on the back, a 4-way test. There's a 4-way test brochure also on your table. You'll be hearing more about that a little bit later. But I want to thank Tim and Bridget Ware, who are here today. Tim is a Rotarian in the Riverside Club, but they got involved and helped us with this flyer. It's their time and a lot of their money to put it together. So Tim and Bridget, if you'd stand up so we can just say thank you. Also, I want to thank the Alhambra. So that over there is another banner promoting our sponsors and our friends. So we are having it at the Alhambra. It's the Escape to Margaritaville theme. Hence what I'm wearing. My wife dressed me this morning. So it's going to be a great thing, but we could not have done it this year. It's the first time we've had it at the Alhambra. It's a great theater. The Alhambra worked with us. We have 154 Rotarians and friends going to the event. They provided tickets to us at a huge discount. They did a lot more for us to help us with seating, special tickets that we can give away. And we could not have raised the 10,000 plus for our youth programs without the Alhambra. And today we have Gary Smith with us, one of the owners and partners of the Alhambra. He's very shy, he says, but Gary, please stand. Let's say thank you to Gary. Also, I just want to thank all the sponsors and friends of the event. If you are listed on that or on that banner, please stand just briefly so we can say thank you to the sponsors and friends of the show. Just stand real quick. I know a lot of them don't like to be called out. Thank you. Thank you to everybody. And lastly, on your table for Rotarians is a flyer that talks about the event next week. It has all the information I think you need, but the key is just show up. You will not get a ticket here today. You will not get one in the mail. When you show up at the show, there'll be a table, a Rotary table to check in. Your tickets are already taken care of. We'll help you with your seat assignments. You'll get a ticket for one drink. So just show up, have fun, dress up in garb if you would like to do that. So again, this information will be posted on our website. There are several names at the bottom, Rotarians. If you have a question or you get there, not sure what's going on, please give me a call. It'll be a great evening. So again, I just want to say congratulations to the high school students, and we'll get that program going. But thank you, everybody. Appreciate it. Thank you.
All right, thank you, John, and thank you to everybody in your committee who's done such a fantastic job putting that together. Without any further ado, welcome again to our distinguished guests. This is annually one of our favorite programs. I'd like to call up Dr. Randy Thornton to go ahead and get everything started.
Thank you, President Dane. Well, we're definitely gonna have some fun next week, but let's have some fun right now.
Yeah.
Welcome, I'm Randy Thornton. I've done this committee. I've loved it for 15 to 20 years now. It's by far and away one of my favorite days of the year in Rotary. It's our chance to honor 12 overachievers. Every year we've honored high school students from 6 Westside high schools. Real briefly, it's Every year it's Riverside, Baldwin, Paxson, Westside High School, Frank H. Peterson, and Bishop Snyder. I'd like to start, we're going to get into introduce the students in just a minute, but I'd like to thank those that have really helped put this day together. Particularly, that's almost the whole club gets together for this, but particularly like to shout out to Chris Irby, you're going to meet in a minute, has been helping yearly with the introductions. And Marshall Butler, you'll meet in a few minutes, giving a few comments. And especially I did give a shout out to Patty Chapman. Most of you guests have met her when you checked in. She's our club secretary. It's been out there is, I can't thank her enough. She is, everybody in our club knows she is irreplaceable and has just done a fantastic job getting this all organized for today. I want to start and give a special recognition to the school counselors. Many of them are here today because I could not get this going without their help. They nominate the two students who are here and they get me all the information I need to get this day going. And as a special thank you with, I want to give a shout out again to the Alhambra Dinner Theater for making this little gift possible. We have a special treat for each of our counselors as a gift to thank them for all they do to help the students achieve and do as well. And to thank you for helping me today. But I introduce you one at a time. If you come up, I have a little gift for you. It is 2 tickets to an upcoming program or upcoming show at the Alhambra Dinner Theater. So please enjoy. But I'd like to start out from Riverside High School. Who's been with me every year is Michael Verity. Next from Bishop Snyder is Kendall Crum, and this is her first year and has done a great job. Next will be from Frank H. Peterson is Deborah Thompson. Another long time ago. From Paxson, I'm not sure she's here, but Michelle Mullen, are you here? A couple weren't able to come. From Baldwin, Kenlyn Kirk, was she able to come? I think those two were not able. But from Westside High School, I saw Miss Doris Tucker. Now, real quickly, how is today going to work? In just a second, I'm going to call up Marshall Butler to give a brief talk about what Rotary is and about our 4-way test. After that, we'll get into the introduction of the students, and we're going to do one school at a time. We've done this every year. We'll have one school at a time. We'll call each student, be able to introduce them, have them come forward. President Dane will present them their trophy, and then they can return to their seats. And they're going to come over here for a photograph. Sorry. We'll get this organized. And
Plenty of time.
then the next student will come up and we'll go through one school at a time. Once we finish that, I have scholarship money to present to each student. In the years past, we've been able to do 8 scholarships. Thanks to the generosity and the fundraising of our club, every student will get a $500 scholarship this year. At the very, I'll remind you, but at the very end of the meeting, please come up to me at the table over here, right when the meeting ends. I will have information printed out on how you can obtain that scholarship. So, with no further ado, I'd like to introduce Marshall Butler. Everybody in our club knows Marshall. He has been a member for over 20 years of our club, and he's had numerous roles. Marshall has become president of our club. He's gone on to become district governor. And you got to understand, our district includes, I think, 65 Rotary clubs. It extends all the way from Fernandina down to Daytona and over to Ocala. I got to tell you, it's really difficult to list all the accolades and awards and honors Marshall has achieved, both from our club and the district, and also Rotary International. Marshall graduated from UF with a degree in advertising. And he's had a 30-year career, really using technology and marketing to help businesses grow and succeed. But I gotta tell you, if this is not enough that Marshall does, many of you have probably seen Marshall. If he hasn't jogged down your block, he's probably come right by your house, because you gotta understand, Marshall has taken it upon himself to jog every street in Jacksonville. And it's not like Jacksonville's a small town. I think it's the biggest land-wise in the country. But Marshall, always amazes me. But Marshall, he lives in Avondale with his wife Karen, his two daughters, Emily and Maggie. Marshall Butler.
Thank you, Randy, appreciate that. Also a graduate of Riverside High School, class of '88. All right. All right, so who here likes tests? There's a bunch of overachievers in here. I know some of you like tests. You have to, that's why you're here. Any adults in the room?
Good morning. Am I the only one? I have that one all the time. I would not have been here in '88, I will tell you that. But anyway, I'm here today to tell you about the four-way test. You know, Rotarians pride themselves in integrity, honor,
In service. A four-way test. So Herbert Taylor, 1932. See, Herbert was asked to take over this saloon, had to take out a giant loan. This was a very rough time in our country, and had to turn this company around. Had a great product, and so did all of its competitors. So had to come up with a way to determine how they could succeed and avoid bankruptcy. So Herbert wrote this test, this motto, this mantra that he was going to follow, and put it on his desk, and kind of even followed it for 90 days. And after 90 days, he felt, all right, this is pretty good. I'm going to share it with my department heads. And so he shared this with his department heads and said, I would like each one of you to run your department following this four-way test. And you have to understand that the department heads, very diverse. He had a Roman Catholic, an Orthodox Jew, a Christian Scientist, and a Presbyterian. And they all agreed that this four-way test, it complemented their faith and their value systems. And so they all decided, all right, let's follow this four-way test and run our business, make sure the advertising copy follows it, make sure that when we have business relations or we make deals with people, these sort of legal agreements, we all follow the four-way test. And I can tell you that this four-way test was successful, and they kept the company out of bankruptcy and became a very profitable organization. In 1943, Rotary International heard about this four-way test that a fellow Rotarian had developed and decided to make it part of our Rotary organization. So this has been around in Rotary since 1943, and I want to go through it with you right now. So you all probably have one of these cards, or like John mentioned, it's on the back of a flyer on your table. But we're going to go through this and decide if this is something that I think you all should consider using as you make decisions throughout your college career and the rest of your career. First one, is it the truth? There's nothing more important than integrity and telling the truth. I tell my kids, I tell my coworkers, I tell folks, you know what? The truth is never going to change. You go ahead and get honest early because it's going to catch up. So always make sure that you tell the truth. Integrity is the most important thing that you can maintain in your life. So tell the truth. So number one, is it the truth? Number two, is it fair to all concerned? This one's very important because this one represents equity. And this is something we talk a lot about nowadays. You know, Rotary has prided itself in being a diverse organization. When we first started, it was based on vocation. We wanted to have a diversity of occupation, lawyers, accountants, engineers. And as we've evolved as an organization, we've learned that diversity means more than vocation, but it means that we need to make sure that our club, our organization, it represents the community that we serve in. So we need to make sure that it's fair to all concerned. We need to make sure that we have equity in everything that we do. Will it build goodwill and better friendships? It's an election year. This is important because this means harmony. This means you may not agree with someone, but you can listen to them and try to understand their point of view. I've always been told you listen like you're right you argue like you're right, but you listen like you're wrong. So you want to make sure that you listen and make sure that it builds goodwill and better friendships, because that helps with harmony. And then finally, will it be beneficial to all concerned? See, if we follow this four-way test, I think that we're gonna have a much better society. People are gonna respect each other. Everyone's gonna get along. Theoretically, this would be great. But if it's beneficial to all concerned, we can at least have a hope that we can all represent or respect our fellow man. So as we go through this, I would like you all at this time, if you could, please stand. This is something that we do at the end of every club meeting, but I'd like to go ahead and do it now. What we do is we recite out the four-way test. So I'll call out the number and either use this chart up here or follow along on your little sheets of paper, but I'll say the number and then you repeat after it that part of the four-way test. So first,
Is it the truth?
second,
Is it fair to all concerned?
third,
Will it build goodwill and better friendship?
and fourth.
Will it be beneficial to all concerned?
All right, so you can all be seated. If you could, just remember the four-way test as you go forward in your career, your college career and onward after that. I wish you all the best and thank you and congratulations again for being here today. Thanks, everyone.
Thank you, Marshall. All right, well, let's get started. I'm gonna introduce the first school, and then I'm gonna turn it over to Chris Berge to do the next three, then I'll finish up with the final two. Our first school to recognize is Westside High School. And our first winner is our math and science winner. Well, real quickly, because we have one winner in math and science, one who's awarded for achievement in arts and language. Our math and science winner is Jade Boker. Jade is accompanied by her mom, Jade. Jade has been busy with community service, which includes the Weekenders Food Service Project, also concessions and fundraising. She's an officer in student government, and she's also the membership officer for Future Business Leaders of America. She's a volunteer organizer for the Park City Baptist Church. She's got a GPA of 4.0, which ranks her 13th in her class of 388 students. She's planning to attend Florida State and pursue a major in business. She wants a career in business operations. And Jade is busy. She's a dual enrollment student who also has an outside job at Chick-fil-A. And she's also working with a recruiter for a service job to help out with underserved schools. Our math and science winner, Jade Bogle. Our next student from Westside High School is our arts and language winner, Jacob Gold. Jacob is accompanied by his friend Javier Tirado. Jacob's been busy, 30 hours in community service, primarily helping out with the blood bank. He's active in student government, and congratulations, because he's won scholarships to several universities, including UNF and Embry-Riddle. He's got a GPA of 4.1, ranks him 9th in his class of 388 students. College, still deciding? Well, you got choices, but plans to study aviation and wants a career, I love this, as an international pilot or a broadcaster. So, hey, our arts and language award winner, Jacob Gold. Next, Chris Berge will be introducing the next schools.
Thank you.
Okay, the first honoree is Devin Gordon. He's a math and science representative from Riverside High School. And Michael Verity is school rep. Is he here?
Chris.
I hate mine. Okay, Devin, a lot of volunteers, like, and you see this is a recurring theme, lots of volunteer time, lots of activities, good grades. Volunteers at his church, Autism Strong, West Riverside Elementary, has a 4.0 GPA, played football, and National Honor Society. And he wants to get into either finance or architecture. And didn't mention before you're going to go to school or where you want to go to school yet, but
Probably for them.
okay, there you go. All right. So this is a great job. Keep it up. Thank you. And I didn't mention, I apologize, his parents are here also, Devin and Sharila. Pronounce that. Okay, our arts and language honoree from Riverside is Nashala Davis, and her mother Mary is here. Also volunteered elementary school to help out, volunteered at football games, participated in student council, chorus, tall flag, so what that is, 3.0 GPA, speaker for the student body, and also most likely to brighten your day. She wants to go to North Carolina A&T or Auburn, and she wants to be a veterinarian or a marine biologist. So, round of applause. Okay, next school is Paxson, and school reps are Linda Bahalia and Crystal Culpepper. I don't know if they're here. Victoria Jones is our arts and language awardee. Mom here too? Okay, mom's here too, and let's, I probably mispronounced that. Very impressive, 152, if I counted right, volunteer hours, beating Northeast Florida, teaching conference with WJCT, volunteered for a zoo spooktacular, National Honor Society treasurer, Science National Honor Society treasurer, student government, 12th grade rep, a publicist, 4.6, 14th in her class. And she wants to go either to Howard or UCF and study journalism. So, congratulations. Hey, also from Paxson is Benjamin Wandrea. And just very active in the Boy Scouts, 540 community hours, includes trail building in Philmont, a whole bunch of other, a lot of it Boy Scout related, jamboree staff, extracurricular activities, first robotics competition, Sea Scouts, Order of the Arrow. All right, overall GPA. Now you may be off by a decimal point here, 4.8955. Okay. Second in his class. It's been accepted to Florida, Florida State, Auburn, Florida Institute of Technology, and he's waiting to hear from MIT, Stanford, Caltech, Georgia Tech, Duke, Purdue, Michigan. Wants to study mechanical engineering and electrical engineering. So congratulations on there. Wants to work on robotics and contact me in 4 years. I may have a job for you.
We may have a job for you.
Okay, from Frank Peterson Academy. School reps, Deborah Thompson, was already mentioned, and Jessica Moscovado. And the math and science awardee is Kinsey Sun. My parents, Jeff and Maria, if I pronounce that right, and then your boyfriend show up at the introduction. Okay. Over 100 hours community service, president of the Future Farmers of America, National Honor Society. She was a paid intern at the Monument Road Animal Hospital. And her GPA, 3.9677. Did you get an A- or something? First in her class, University of Florida, and she wants to be a veterinarian.
Wow.
So again, congratulations. And also from Frank Peterson, Ariana Hill, parents Joanna Massey, and her sisters Brianna and Annalise. Volunteered at the car show. She had a job. Data Busters internship, Big Brothers Big Sisters, school news anchor, National Honor Society, ranked secondary class. Once has a scholarship to the JU. I don't know if that's where you're planning to go. So, something done yet. Okay, and she wants to study business management and broadcasting. So maybe she'll be running CNN or Fox here in another 40 years or so. Anyways, congratulations.
Thanks, Chris. Moving along to Baldwin Middle Senior High School. And I think they snuck in, but that I didn't get a chance to greet, but the principal from Baldwin, are you here, or representative from Baldwin? Oh, thank you. Well, welcome. First up from Baldwin Middle Senior High School is our Math and Science Award winner is Anthony Jones. Anthony has, 50 hours of community service, primarily as a tribal tutor. That's great. He's been very active in Brain Bowl, Junior ROTC Archery. That could come in handy. And member of various clubs, including the Grow Club, the Gardening Club, and the Dungeons and Dragon Club. Is an honor roll student, and I'm impressed here. He's achieved perfect attendance, which I can tell you as a pediatrician is hard to do. I'm impressed. Perfect attendance award. He's got a GPA of 3.5 out of 4, which ends him in the top 30th percentile of his class out of 183 students. Planning to attend college at UCF and study computer science. Wants a career as a computer software developer. Our Math and Science Award winner, Anthony Jones. Next up is our Arts and Language winner, and I'm not sure she was able to come. Is she here? Is Elias Wingle? Couldn't come. I'm so sorry. I didn't get a chance to greet her. I wasn't sure if she stuck in, but briefly, at least we'll get all the information and her trophy to her. But has been active. She's been active in cross country, international buddy club. Also has a top GPA. Is planning to pursue a business degree in college and wants to be an international business counselor. Is Elias Winkle is our Arts and Language Award winner from Baldwin Middle Senior High School. And last but not least is our winners from Bishop John J. Snyder High School. And accompanying or representing Bishop Snyder today is not only the principal, David Gastia, but also from their academics and counseling is Nicole Friedrich, Kelly Brown, and Kendall Crummy, who you met earlier as our rookie helper today. Has done a great job. Our first winner is from Bishop Snyder is the Math and Science Award winner is Andre Nebris. Andre is accompanied by his mother Norma and his father Charlie. Andre has, gosh, 90 hours of community service, primarily as a youth group service project participant, the Sacred Heart Parish Unification Program, and various food and clothing drives. He's pretty active in school too. He's the chaplain of the National English Honor Society, the chaplain of the Sociedad Honoraria Hispanica, if I pronounce that closely. He's a member of National Honor Society, Nu Alpha Theta, which if you don't know, I had to confirm is the Math Honor Society. He's a member of Rho Kappa, which is the Social Studies Honor Society, a member of St. Vincent's de Paul Society, and he's also part of the Light of Faith praise band and is active in drama and musical theater, which goes along with what he was mentioning is he's an aspiring singer-songwriter. So we may be hearing things in the future. We're not over. Andre, he's an AP Scholar with Honor. He's a National Merit Scholarship winner and has won the Bishop Snyder Cardinal Award. He's got a GPA of 4.5, which ranks him first in his class of 86 students. He's got a college plans to attend UF and decide on a major yet or career. Let me tell you, I think this still bears out. 50% of kids who know what they're going to do when they start college are doing something different when they finish. So with this background, you are going to succeed in whatever you do. Our Math and Science Award winner from Bishop Snyder, Andre Nevers. And finally, is our Arts and Language Award winner from Bishop Snyder is Mason Baptist. Mason is accompanied by his mother, Jennifer Baptist, and his grandmother, Alicia, are both here. Gosh, I don't know when you sleep because you have 220 hours of community service. Oh my gosh. Part of the Salvation Army bell ringing program, Vacation Bible School team leader, is an altar boy, and also part of Farm Share, where he's helped a group to feed over 300 families. Beyond that, he's the captain of the varsity baseball team. He's a member of the varsity golf team, a vice president of National Honor Society, member of Nu Alpha Theta, the Science National Honor Society, Youth Leadership Jacks, and he's won the Rachel Quinones Scholarship. He's got a GPA of 4.4, ranks him 5th in his class at Bishop Snyder, planning to attend Auburn University and study electrical engineering. Perfect. And he notes he's got a strong, I love this, he's got a strong discipline and work ethic. So it means your parents raised you very well. Likes to arrive early and stay late. And remains committed to whatever project he starts. So I gotta tell you, Mason, you and every other award winner today, your accomplishments, I think you would make excellent future Rotarians. So Arts and Language winner, Mason Baptist. That concludes our introductions. I'm going to turn over to President Dane to finish up the meeting with some little items. Please, afterwards, come up to me. I'll be at the table over here. I have all the information for the students to obtain their scholarships, and stay around. If the whole group and parents, we're going to get some photographs right afterwards. And I'd like, I have a little sheet just to get permission, if you're willing, is so we can use the photographs and we can send them to you. And we may be able to use them for part of Rotary and just for whatever. But I'd like to get your permission for that. If I just have a little thing for you to give me. But congratulations to you all. Well done.
All right, thank you very much, Dr. Thornton. Thank you, Chris. Tremendous presentation as always, and thank you for everybody who was able to make it out today. And a special thank you to all of the distinguished students that have such a bright future ahead of them. A couple of reminders before we end today. Remember that there's no lunch meeting next week. We will have our Alhambra fundraiser. There's going to be a board meeting immediately following today's lunch meeting. Start about 5 or 10 minutes directly afterwards. The district assembly, Rotary's district assembly and conference is May 3rd and 4th. If you are a new Rotarian, or if you're a Rotarian that's looking to know more about the organization in general, it is an excellent opportunity to do so. You can sign up via the DAC-DB calendar, or of course, tell Patty about that. Now, for one of our favorite ceremonies, I'd like to ask Lee Sasser to join me up at the podium. Thank you, Lee. Lee Sasser, you have been elected to membership of the Rotary Club of West Jacksonville because 1, you are a leader in your vocation. 2, you exhibit the qualities that make you a leader in our community. And 3, you have demonstrated the desire to serve others in our community and around the world. You already exemplify what it means to put service above self, and it is indeed an honor to welcome you as a new member to the West Jacksonville Rotary. So Lee, they forbid me from telling any corny jokes about your first invoice being in here. I would genuinely like to welcome you to our. Thank you. Okay, if I can have Scott Hannigan join me. Forgot where you were located in the rooms. Scott, you joined us here recently. You have your red badge there. For those of you who might not be familiar with our processes, we start off with preliminary red badges, and then once our new members have shown an active commitment to putting service above self within our club, we transition over to blue badges. It is a pleasure to do that here with Scott today, and we thank you for your contributions so far to our club. Congratulations, Scott. All right, blood drive will be May 1st. There should be sign-up sheets on your tables. The Bloodmobile will be out here early if you live in the area for the Riverside Club's breakfast meeting. It will be here throughout the day, so if you can stop by, please do so. Fill out the sign accordingly. I'm going to go ahead and take care of Family of Rotary on behalf of Alberta. I would like to recognize our upcoming April birthdays. We have Robinson Frazier, who, Rob, of course, April 17th. Wow. We have Tommy Douglas Benefield, April 21st, and Jerry McCool, April 22nd. Round of applause for our April. Lastly, I have a message from Gigi Carroll, who wishes that she could be here today. The Emray family continues to welcome visitors for Scott Emray, individually or in pairs. Scott has good and bad days. Scott's wife, Rose, has asked that anybody who wishes to visit to please call first. If you're interested in her cell phone number, it's 904-887-5173, and her address is 12731 Hunt Club Road. Also, to keep them in good spirits, please don't use the H word, which is hospice, and please join me in sending prayers and positive energy out to the Emray family. Okay. So like I said, congratulations to all of our students here today. It is more than a pleasure not only to welcome you to the meeting, tell you a little bit about Rotary, but actually contribute towards your future. Dr. Thornton mentioned this just in passing when he got up here. In the past, the way that this ceremony always worked was we would bring up our students and then there would be a drawing, and there was only one student from each school that left with a $500 scholarship. It was a pleasure to change that this year, and I could not imagine a better group of recipients for it. So congratulations to all. Once again, there's no lunch meeting next week. We'll be at the Alhambra. Join us again May 1st when Lyman Starmer will be our speaker. At this point in time, I'd like to ask Josh Harrison to lead us in the four-way test of the things we think, say, or do.
Thought I was off the hook, Mr. President.
We're gonna do it twice.
Love to. If everyone would join me in the four-way test of the things we think, say, or do. First,
Is it true?
second,
Is it
Fair to all concerned.
third,
Will the goodwill of better friendships
fourth.
will be beneficial to all concerned.
Thank you to everybody for joining us. Let's go make the world a better place.
I'll go back.